The second part of the 18th Shir on Rav Kooks' introduction to Shir HaShirim is Ahava HaTivit Shel Rabbi Akiva, the natural love of Rabbi Akiva, and I would like to add also of Rachel bas Kalbah. Chazal tell us about when Rabbi Akiva wasn't Rabbi Akiva yet, he was just Akiva. He was a shepherd, an am haaretz, for one of the wealthiest Jews in Yerushalayim, who's known as Ben Kalbah. Rachel, the daughter of Kalbah, saw in Rabbi Akiva, the shepherd, that he was modest, that he had good character traits, and she proposed to marry him on condition that he go and learn Torah. I would like to say that to get a complete picture of the, let us say, romance life story of Rabbi Akiva and Rachel bas Kalbah, you have to look in three places: in Ksuvas Samach Beis Amud Beis, Nidrim Nun Amud Aleph, and Avos Derby Nasan Perek Vav. And the way Rav Drukman takes all three and weaves them together into one piece, not a part here and a part there. The shepherd agreed to the proposal of Rachel bas Kalbah, and they secretly got married. When her father found out, he was very upset that his daughter had married a simple shepherd, an am haaretz, that doesn't know the first thing about Torah, and he threw her out of his house. The young couple was extremely poor. They didn't even have a house. They were living essentially in a pile of straw. And Chazal tell that Rabbi Akiva would gather straw from her hair, from wherever he could. And the straw that he would gather from her hair was like silver to him. And he said, if I had the ability, I would buy you a Yerushalayim shel Zahav. This is a very valuable ornament. I would say it sounds like some kind of tiara. Very valuable in those days. Most of the Chamim called it a Ir shel Zahav. Rabbi Akiva calls it Yerushalayim shel Zahav. One day Eliyahu comes and he appears like a poor man. And he says, give me a little bit of straw. My wife has given birth and she doesn't even have straw to lie on. Rabbi Akiva says, see, here's a man who doesn't even have straw. And as Rabbi Akiva would gather straw to sell it, he would sell some to buy food. The others, they would light fires. The fire from straw isn't such a wonderful thing. The neighbors didn't appreciate the fires of straw, wanted to change, and wanted to buy it from him so he'd do something else. He said he couldn't sell it just to buy a lamp because then he wouldn't have what he needed for other things. And after a short time, Rabbi Akiva goes to fulfill the condition of the marriage, that he has to go and learn Torah. After 12 years of studying in the Beis Medrash, he comes back. And as he's coming back, he hears, the Gemara calls it a Rasha, speaking to his wife and saying, you shouldn't have married this person. First of all, he's not fit for you, meaning he's not from the same social status as you are. And second, he lives you as a living widow. You're bound to him. He's not here. There's nothing. And his wife says, if it were up to me, I would send him for another 12 years to learn. And Rabbi Akiva says, since I have her reshus, he turns around, doesn't even enter the house, goes back, and learns for another 12 years. He respected the wish of his wife that he learned. When he comes back the second time, he has 24,000 students coming with him. And his wife hears that he's coming, and she doesn't have very nice clothing. It's patched and tattered, worn out. And when she comes, she falls at his feet and kisses him. The Talmidim saw this. They didn't know who she was. They wanted to pull her away. And Rabbi Akiva stopped them and said, leave her. Shali v'shalachem, shalahi. What is mine and what is yours, everything that I have learned, everything that I have taught to you, belongs to her. All the Torah, everything that there is hers. The father of Rachel, Kלבא, heard that a great Chacham had come. He didn't know who it was. A great Rav Chashuv had come, and he had, over the last 24 years, he had regret at what he did with his daughter. So he decides to go to the Chacham to see whether there is a way out of his oath. Rabbi Akiva immediately recognizes his father-in-law, but his father-in-law does not recognize his shepherd. The father-in-law presents his question, his problem to Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Akiva says, if he had known something, would you have made the neder? Ilu hayita yodea she'oto chatan ye adam gadol. Im hayita noder neged bitcha. If you had known that your son-in-law was going to be a great man, would you have ever made such a vow? And his father-in-law says, Chalilaf, no, God forbid. Ilu roe hatzon haya yodea afilu perek echad, afilu halacha achat, lo hayiti noder kach. Even if this shepherd had known one perek, one halacha, I would have never made such a vow. Rabbi Akiva reveals to his father-in-law who he is and releases him from his vow. The Gemara in Shabbos says that after he became wealthy, Rabbi Akiva fulfilled the promise that he made, and he bought his wife a Yerushalayim shel zahav. The Yerushalmi tells us that the wife of Rabban Gamliel, the Nasi, the most important Jew, so to speak, in Eretz Israel, maybe in the world, probably in the world, the head of the Sanhedrin, very wealthy family. He saw the jewelry that Rabbi Akiva had given to his wife, and she was jealous, and she asked her husband to buy her such a thing as well. And he says, Ha'im hayite oseli kashem sha'asta Rachel Rabbi Akiva, if you would do for me what Rachel bas Kלבא did for Rabbi Akiva, that she would sell the braids of her hair so that he could learn Torah, then I would have bought you such a thing. You can learn a lot about Mesiras Nefesh for Limud Torah, both of Rabbi Akiva and Rachel bas Kלבא. But there's something else that's more important: the love and affection that it shows between Rachel bas Kլבא and Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Akiva and Rachel bas Kլבא. When Rachel bas Kլבא saw the shepherd, she did not see a shepherd. She saw all the potential that he had. She saw his midos. She saw what he could be. And she said, if you will learn Torah, then I will marry you. She chose to be married to him. She was, one of the daughter of the richest man in Yerushalayim, quite a shidduch, so to speak. She had her choice. But she chose poverty to be with someone of great midos, someone of great potential, who in fact would realize that potential. And Rabbi Akiva, when he sees her, he says, Shali v'shalachem shalahi hu. What I have acquired, what you have acquired, it all belongs to her. Rabbi Akiva understands the sacrifices his wife underwent to have him learn Torah, to have him become who he was. He understood completely and totally what she had sacrificed so that he could achieve what he achieved. This is ahava tibit, the natural love that each one had, one for the other. Rav Drukman said in the last year that the words that Rav Kooks used to describe Rabbi Akiva could also be used to describe himself. I would say here that the words that Rav Drukman used also described the Rav and the Rabbanit. One of their daughters, Elisheva, told a story at the Rabbanit's Shiva that she did absolutely everything so that the Rav was free to take care of the needs of Klal Yisrael and to learn Torah. Absolutely, she didn't allow anything at any time to disturb his limud Torah. Whenever they were going together as a family, the Rabbanit knew how to drive. The Rav couldn't drive. He had bad eyes, but besides that, never learned. And the Rav would always learn in the car. And at one point, the Rabbanit was 9 months pregnant, and they got a flat tire. And everyone got out of the car, except the Rav wasn't even aware. He was so involved in his learning, he wasn't aware that there was a flat tire. And she didn't allow the children or herself to say anything to the Rav. She got out and she changed the tire so as not to disturb the Rav's learning. Elisheva said that this was a match that could only work between the two of them. The Rabbanit's demands of what she wanted her husband to do in terms of limud Torah, in terms of learning, teaching, serving Klal Yisrael, were beyond the capabilities of almost anyone. The Mesirat Nefesh of the Rav to all of these things was beyond the capabilities of most people. Their second daughter, Bruriya, said that her mother made sure that the Rav that nothing would ever disturb his limud Torah. She said he didn't know where a diaper was found in the house when they were young children, because all he ever did was learn, teach, and take care of the needs of Klal Yisrael. This type of shidduch and appreciation one for the other, and everything the other one is doing, is beyond the capabilities of most people. These are special and unique people. And they are the ultimate expression of natural love. And once they have achieved the ultimate expression of natural love, then out of that can grow the love for the nation. And Be'ezras Hashem, next week we will learn about Rabbi Akiva's love for the Jewish people. Everyone should have a meaningful day and week.